We got to be extra quiet. What's wrong? Wrong size? What is it? Hello? You got the link I sent you? So it should be. Let me know if you don't see it. I'm gonna go live. Wall. Hello? Kimberly. Kimberly. I see you, but I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hi.
Hello. Sorry, I'm in the car.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Look at happy birthday. Hear me now?
Unmute yourself. I can't hear you. You have to
Can you
unmute your phone.
Huh? I hear you.
I can't hear you.
I don't know. What about now? No? Can you hear me now? Oh, she said unmute my screen.
We're having some technical difficulties. We're waiting for Miss Kimberly to unmute her phone so that
Me. Can you? My phone is not.
unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
You. How are you? How do you like my decor?
I love the balloon.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect us to social media right now. I'm gonna connect us to Facebook. I want you to share your story as authentic as you would like. And we're gonna sing happy birthday and all that good stuff.
Can you hear? So you hear me?
Yes. So give me a minute. Let me connect us to social media. I'm still here, Kim. I'm still here. Oh. Hello, everyone. We have a special guest and we're doing a special presentation today. This is not our normal scheduled day, so I thank you all for taking part and listening with us. I'm waiting for Miss Kimberly, there she is, to connect with us again. And we will get started as soon as the connection goes through so that you all can take part in this celebratory live. That's what it is. But I know you read the story, the title, A Mother's Journey of Coping with Grief. And Kimberly is going to tell you her story of what she experienced as a mom and why this day is so special. And you see the balloons behind me. So we're going to get right into it. Just so you know, Kimberly and I will be the only two speaking today. And I hope that something you hear or something you experience during this live actually pierce your heart and make you have a different outlook on the things that you see when you see people, or you never know what someone is going through, is what I'm trying to get at. So we're gonna jump right in. Introduce yourself. Let's talk, Kimberly. Unmute your phone. You gotta unmute your phone.
Okay, it's unmuted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and I'm Kim. I'm Ann's first cousin. Our moms are sisters. And today is a very, very, very special day. It's my son's, it would have been 16th birthday. He passed a while back ago, about in 07, August of 07. And so what do you want me to say, Angie? I don't know what to say.
I want you to share with them your son's what happened.
Well, he was it was a daycare accident, actually. He was at daycare. He was napping, and daycare was short-staffed. They didn't have enough. I don't know if a lot of people know, with daycares, you have a ratio with adults per kids, and they were short on that. So what they did not have enough staff to, watch all the kids. So while one lady was supposed to be watching the kids that was napping, she will step out and pick up kids that's on the after school buses that's coming in. So in between the times that she was in and out, one little girl was left roaming around, and apparently she knocked the TV down on my son, which caused his demise.
So the day that this happened, your son was how old?
2.
He was 2. And today he would have been 16.
Yes.
Wow. And he was 2 at daycare, and him and other children were put down to nap, right?
Yeah. He was okay. He was actually napping, yeah.
He was asleep. He was asleep. So like Kim explained to you all, we are first cousins. And one of the things that I remember when she conceived Jamerson and shared the good news, our family, it was like, I don't know if you all understand that when birth happens in a family, that brings joy. I know the old school be like, don't bring no more babies around here, but we're gonna keep it real. Birth brings joy to a family. And that's what Jamerson did for our family. He brought joy to the family. And even though we only had 2 years with Jamerson, he made an impact in the lives of his family. Mm-hmm. He was jovial. He was curious. He was, energetic. He was like, you hear that saying of,
he's been here before.
We knew he had purpose for our family. We knew You know, he was just going to be this change in the family dynamics of the type of men that we had. He was just that kid. And everybody was excited for Jamerson, you know, and we called them Jay. So Jay. So to hear of the accident that happened that created his transition, it left a huge hole in a lot of the family. It changed the dynamics of the family tremendously. And we're still healing and coping. And the reason I asked Kimberly to share this story today is because we have a lot of single mothers, mothers with husbands, mothers just period, that rely on schools and daycares with their children. And I want to point out safety is a number one issue. You have to make sure you ask the right questions. Quit just dropping your kids off just because you see an open sign. Do they have insurance? How many teachers or aides do they have?
That's correct. And if a lot of people don't know, all I know is about in Georgia, the headquarters of all daycares throughout the state of Georgia is Bright from the Start. You can actually go on their website and you can look on their website and see if there has been any accidents in that facility. Are they up to code on everything? Have they passed or failed any inspections? All of that is available online, which I didn't know at the time. And of course, I didn't even know to check anything like that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, and at the time I didn't even know how to check or that I even should be checking. I didn't even, that was not even an issue for me at that time. You know, I just, like everybody, just, they find a daycare to go look at it. Oh, it's nice. Okay, they feed my kids and oh, it's other kids to play with. It's going to be perfect. But, you know, it is, like you say, more things to look into when choosing a daycare. And I would think, I would hope that people would, you know, going forward after this video or whatever, to go into looking on if, when, and if there were any other accidents at the daycare, have they failed and passed any inspections and all the stuff that's available to you online.
Mm-hmm. Now, if it's too emotional, tell me it's too emotional. If you don't want to talk about it, you can tell me. But the morning ride to take Jay to school that morning, do you still remember that?
Like it was this morning. Not even like it was yesterday, like it was this morning. We got up that morning. Like you said, me being a single parent, I worked at 6 o'clock. So I had, you know, teenage boys at the time. So what I would do is get up before, you know, they get up. I would go to work and start on my paperwork or whatever, come back home. And by that time, they'll be ready for school with Jay. So this particular morning, I got up and I came home. Jay was, you know, he heard me pull up. He knew the routine. So he come running out. And we sat on the chair that's in like right by the door because I'm totally in a hurry, like always. But at this morning, he really wanted to just slow it down. Like, you know, he was like, I grabbed his shoes and he wanted to put them on. He wanted to tie his shoes. And I was like, but you can't tie them. I say, well, let me help you, you know. And I was helping him tie his shoes. And we get in the car. And usually, I mean, when he in his seatbelt, he usually, before we pull out the driveway, he out that seatbelt and in the front seat of the car. This morning, he stayed in that seatbelt. He was eerily quiet the entire ride. And he was, you know, I stopped and look back to see if he fell asleep or something. But, you know, looking back, it was, to me, he was just like enjoying the ride, enjoying the scenery. It was weird. It was so weird that morning. Mm-hmm. And usually before we even, and then when we get to the daycare, before I can even park the car good, he jumped, he got the door open. I'm like, Jay, don't open the door before mama park now, you know. But he like opened the door, he ready, you know, cause he loves daycare. He loved the people there. So when I parked, I'm noticing he didn't, you know, so I say for sure he's asleep now. But I sat and I looked back and he was just sitting there quiet. And then so I had to get out my seat. You know, I got out my seat, went on to the back seat of the car, got him out his car seat, grabbed him. And as we was walking closer to the door to drop off, he was fighting. He didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, you got to go. I said, what's going on with you this morning? You know, and that's where, I mean, a lot of regret come in too. But anyway, I just told him, you know, every time I reached for the door handle, he would pull my hand back. Every time I say, Jay, what is going on? I say, I will be back. I'm coming back at you early. I said, but mommy has to go to work. You know, I have to go to work. And he hugged me so tight. You know how you know, he actually like was choking me. And I was like, Jay, and he kissed me. Like, I swear that was like goodbye. I mean, yeah, it was just a weird morning. And I didn't know that was going to happen, but it was just weird. You know, he's just never ever done that before. And so I was like surprised. And then after, you know, hindsight, I look back on that morning and I was like, he was telling me the whole while, like he knew that was it.
So, and I want you all to know the emotions that's running around right now that you may be experiencing. This is the love of a mother. You know what I'm saying? She can't have that time back again. The only way to start a process of healing is talking about it. I understand we all are emotional. I'm emotional right now. But I need my cousin to know it's nothing you did wrong. Memories are created so that you can stay connected. You know, that's why I'm so happy you took this opportunity to finally share you authentically, to be vulnerable, to be open, and to be of help to somebody else, you know, because your strength comes from others. You understand? It comes from the Lord. I know somebody on here, no, it comes from the Lord. I got to give them that. It comes from the Lord, but your strength comes from others. When you got a good support team, and people
for sure
surrounding you with love and good vibes, your strength comes. We'll never be able to fill that hole that you have for your child. We can't, but we can be here to be a shoulder, ear. I could hold a tissue. I wrap my arms around you fully in your journey of healing through what has happened. It'll never go away. You'll never forget it. I don't care how many times you tell the story. You will never forget it. That's your child. That's a part of you. Okay, baby? But I want you all to understand that here she was going to work and she needed to take her child to the daycare. And a lot of times we miss them moments where the children are speaking with us, you know, and don't have no regrets, Kim. You know, I mean, yeah, we all wish we could have had just one more day or made one different decision or did this or did that, but you can't live in that space. You understand what I'm saying? You can't live in that space. You have to be able to set yourself out of that space of what you coulda, woulda, and shoulda did. My kids will tell you all the time that I don't live in the land of if. You know, that's just me. I don't live in the land of if. I just deal with the here and now. And I know right now that Jamerson has created something. He started something in our lives, in your life. He changed your whole trajectory of what living is. You understand what I'm saying? Which is now how you celebrate him. We can't undo what happened. We don't know why it happened. And you can't live in that space of wondering and all of that. Grief is something, it's something that'll eat away at you. if you don't get a hold of how you're going to continue to live with grief. You know, if you let grief sit, it'll suck the life out of you. But you have to pick grief up, put it on your shoulder, and say, I'm gonna live, but I know I'm still grieving my son, or I'm grieving my mother, or I'm grieving my father. You understand what I'm trying to explain? So not only did you get the phone call that something happened, you had to be told what had happened, and that in itself was no.
I wasn't told what happened.
Okay.
Well, I was actually on the phone with my aunt because we were like literally making plans, figuring, was she going to pick him up that night, or was I going to bring him because I had a business trip to go to on the next day, and she was going to keep him for me on the business trip. So we were actually on the phone at the time I got a phone call, which I got a phone call, but I don't even think it was from they didn't even call, the daycare wasn't the one that called me. My job called me, but I didn't answer the first call. And I was like, no, I just left. I'm not going back. I'm going to pick Jay up early. That's why we was figuring out what was what. So I need to know if I need to go get him now, or was she going to go pick him up? But then the phone rung again, and I told my aunt, I think she said, have you talked to the daycare? And I was like, no, why? She said, well, they called. I said, okay. She said, well, I think you might want to call them. I'm like, okay. But when I hung up, I'm like, if it was important, they would have called me. So I'm thinking maybe so I'm looking around my house like, oh, he might have left. I left his diaper bags. The car, I'm like, the diaper bag ain't nowhere. I don't know what they want. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still thinking if it was important, they would have called me. So I don't even know. I can't remember if my job called me back. But I think can you come to the daycare? And I was like, yeah, what's going on? She said, we just need you to come up here. And I was like, is everything okay? She said, can you please just get here? And I'm like, okay, like, but I was like, I just had no idea that it was an emergency like that. Like it was, I didn't hear no urgency on the phone because I ain't called nobody. I'm just, I'm on my way. So I speed up thinking, okay, maybe I need to get there. Then I was like, let me stop before I get a ticket on. But as I was coming to the four-way, that's like when you come up to the four-way, you make a right and you can actually see. But I was coming towards some cops. So I was like, oh God, let me slow down. But not knowing the cops were going to where I was going. So when they passed me up with the fire department, everything, so I was like, oh man, it's a fire. So yeah, that's why they called, so yeah, but it wasn't fire. Far from it.
But they were calling you because of Jay and the incident that happened.
Yeah.
With no urgency whatsoever. No forewarning to prepare you to get there.
Not that your son was hurt. None of that. I didn't know anything, not the severity of it. I didn't know anything until I walked into that. Even when I walked in, like I still don't know what's happened. I don't see Jay anywhere or anything. I don't know what's going on. There's a cop standing there, and I was like, yo, they just told me I'm his mom. I'm this kid's mom. Like they called me and told me to come. Was everybody supposed to come, or was this call just to me? Like I don't know what's going on. And he was trying to calm me down because I'm like real nervous at this time. Like I don't know what's going on. I see the girl, one of the workers, and she's like surrounded probably about about 4 or 5 kids, and she's holding the kids, but she's looking straight ahead with and looking at me like she done seen a ghost, and I'm looking at her like, what you see? What's going on? So then I looked towards where she was looking, and all I could see, I just saw his just saw a little bit. I didn't see his whole body or nothing. I don't know. I ain't see him, but I seen like the emergency crew, and they're like doing something in the bathroom, like you could see. But then when I seen the lady, the main lady of the daycare, she coming towards me, and she has nothing, like she drenched in blood, like her white shirt was completely red. And I just asked her, is that Jay? That's from Jay, but she was coming to me, like the way she was coming to me, I knew. And then that's when I lost it. Then I was like looking, where my baby? They didn't know what I was, it was just weird, like real weird. So I went in there and I seen them. Yeah. And I told him that, I was trying to call my aunt. And I couldn't. So he took the phone and he was like, what's her name? And I said, she's my aunt. He said, is she listed? I'm the aunt. And I was like, no, it's Bird. And it just went from there.
So out of all of that happened, and then, being at the time you had to be, how old, Kim?
Oh, Angie, do the math, man. 30.
I don't know. My mind going, sis. I'm serious because, in our lifetime, we never think about, tragedies or things that may happen. And I asked how old you were because I wanted the audience to know it doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
It doesn't. It could happen to anybody, but you can do the due diligence of doing the research and making sure, that you attentive and alert to where you're taking your children. Ask about the safety measures, whether it's something hazardous, whether it's something as pedophile, ask all the questions. We take our children to these places with the utmost respect that they're going to take care of our children. And we're going to get our children back the way we took them. Things happen. And with things happening, you could end up in a journey of grief if you just gotta ask. You just gotta ask and find out and do the research.
Yeah, I really wish people would. I would just check. And then like even after the fact, now I'm online like, oh God, I didn't know all this stuff. They tell you everything, like what if any incidents happen, when they happen, how they happen, who was involved, like everything on that website.
Can I ask a question? Is the facility still open?
No, at first it was. They didn't close. They was open even on the next day. And that upset me. I mean, I think they put something on a little kiosk outside. And I don't know I can't remember, but I think they was open for another month or so, but I didn't stop until I got that taken care of. They didn't need to be open.
Right. And so now it's a law, right? As far as televisions and bookshelves and all that stuff, it has to be anchored to the wall, right?
It needed to be anchored in too. It was a law then.
Oh, wow.
So what they were saying is that they didn't. So during the investigation, I was like, well, why didn't they ever catch that? And they was like, cause where he was going, it was like a part of a church. So they would push the TV into the sanctuary area, like hide it. So it wasn't seen.
I'm quiet. Well, I'm mad. That just pissed me the hell off. That it was at a sanctuary and they had the television on a cart. And when it was time for inspection, they were rolling into the next area that was the church area. So that part didn't have to be inspected.
Right. That's correct.
Only the part where you have the children.
Mhm.
That's BS. That's BS. Now, the other part that I have a problem with is, why wasn't it enough employees?
I don't know. I don't know. Like they actually had failed that, like, to the day, the month before, the day before the accident, they failed inspection. And then they failed again to the day, like they do it like, so the month prior they failed, the day before this, the accident, they failed the inspection. And then a month after that, they failed another inspection. So yeah.
What the hell is the law? If they fail the inspection, they should not be able to open the next day until they are back up to code in order to have people churn. For real.
I don't know.
I mean, even if the law is not that, I'm gonna say the other part is, as clergymen, as pastors, as first ladies, as churches, as operating in a nonprofit. Come on, man. Who holds them accountable if the law can't?
That's right. Hey, yeah. That's right from the start was, I don't know why they didn't shut them down. I don't know what I have the paperwork and stuff. I ain't understand, like, but they never shut down. They never shut down. Not one time. I don't know if they called people in at the like they were cited for a lot of things, not only like short staff. It was a couple more things I can't quite remember, but
Okay, so I don't want to go through all of the situation after he passed, as far as you know, what you went through and the family went through and all of that and stuff like that. First I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you. And tell us what today is.
Today is his 16th birthday. And I mean, you know, when you go through, I don't know, like when you lose somebody, I don't know, it's just different. For me, it's just different with a child. Like I lost my grandma, I was close to my granny, but this is something totally different. Cause I mean, it's just unorthodox for you to have to bury a child. So it hurts different. And then it's something that came from me. But then like you start coping with the fact that he's gone, that he won't, you know, you'll never see him again. But what hurts is I won't know what he's, you know, like at 10 or when he starts the 3rd grade, or, you know, like now I wouldn't know. It just hurts so bad. Like, you don't know, like I know he'll be wanting a car now, and you know, what kind of car, what will he be into? We have had girlfriends, you know, his first heartbreak. Like I really miss that because I was looking forward to all that. And that's what it's hard, because you don't know that. You don't know, like, that's what hurts now. You know, the fact that he's gone, but like I would never know any of that was taken. Like I would never ever know, you know, what he's into, if he likes sports, you know what I'm saying? If he was gonna be a bookworm, or I don't know. Just like I knew his smile on his little face, but I was wanting to see what it looked like as a man, you know.
So today is Jay's 16th birthday, and you see the balloons behind me. So I would like that we take a moment of silence before we go into a happy birthday for Jamerson. If you all would please join me, and let's have a moment of silence for Jay. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna step away for a minute. I gotta pull myself together. Just give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, Kim? Give me a minute.
Girl, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm getting the mucus out my nose, girl. I'm trying to get my eyes right. Trying to get this mucus out my nose. I hurt. I'm sad.
No, go ahead.
So I'm back, y'all.
Get that boy right there. The trunk.
I'm back. And if you would join me and let's sing happy birthday to Jamerson, known as Jay. He would have been 16 years old today. He passed away, transitioned at the age of 2 due to negligence at a daycare, at a church daycare. His mother is here on the screen with me. She's my first cousin. Jay would have been my second cousin, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that I got to spend time with him. I got to meet him.
You threw his baby shower?
Yeah, I was the cousin slash like I had to put myself in this place like I'm the godmama. I told Kim, I say, you ain't got to worry about nothing for Jay. I got this. And when she told me she was pregnant, I was so excited. I was like, don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. We gonna do this. How we do it, we gonna do this. And I am so honored that I was allowed to be here on this side, to be a part of the pregnancy and the first 2 years of Jamerson Goodman's life. I can't say I know what you're going through. I haven't experienced that. But I can say, as you're going through it, cousin, I am here. He's 16 years old today. We'll be doing this again when he turns 17, 18, 19. The feeling ain't gonna change. You understand? And if I knew how to sing, I'd sing, but I'm gonna do the happy birthday. That's all. I ain't gonna go into no song.
Right. Thank you.
She said, thank you. Girl, they know I don't know how to sing. But and that's what we're supposed to do. When someone is feeling down, be a ray of sunshine for them. Be some sunlight for them. Bring them some joy. And that's what I want to do for you. Okay, babe? That's why I rode to the dollar store and got these 2 books. I cussed the people out because they were taking too long. Be on at 3. Can you hurry up? Dog, what's taking so long? Can y'all open another register? But that's me. Hey.
Yeah.
I had something to do. And this was more important to me today. And when you told me it was Jay's birthday, I'm like, oh, wow, Kim, you got to share with the people. And where, I got to ask you a question before I sing happy birthday. About yourself. What are you doing to keep you?
So yeah, it hasn't been hard, but how I cope is definitely having a strong support system. At first it's a lot. I still cry. It doesn't matter how long it takes, or how much therapy I get, or how much support I get. It's gonna always hurt when I tell the story, and I'm gonna always cry, or tear up, and because it's just a sad situation in general. But I pray. I do therapy. Like a lot of people think therapy for crazy people. Therapy helps. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only does it help, I mean, if just a support group, somebody that has been through what you're going through, because it is kind of a slap in the face when somebody who has their children living and breathing, and oh girl, I know what you're going through. No, chick, you don't. Absolutely not. Like, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but that is like a real slap in the face. Like, not that, they meaning it that way, but it's like a form of disrespect to me, because you really can't imagine, but it is good to find a support group or someone that has been through what you've been through, that you guys can share. Because I actually was talking to a lady, and she understood, like, I would have these thoughts and these feelings, but ashamed to even speak on them, because like, at one time I was ashamed to laugh. I didn't want to laugh. I didn't want to enjoy myself, because I felt so bad that was taken from him. He'll never smile, laugh, or have joy again. But here I am, something made me laugh, and it just broke me. It just made me feel so bad. And so when I would discuss, like, I would just be talking to her, and she said, well, let me ask you this. She said, you ever had the moment where you were you felt guilty for laughing? You felt guilty for being happy, like, at a moment, And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, And I say, yes, absolutely. And I didn't know if I was to explain that to anybody, if they would understand. Like, you just can't understand. Like, how would I feel guilty for laughing when I know he can't laugh no more, because he's not here. But it's a lot of guilt. It's what they call liver remorse or something, like, if because I'm still here and he's not. I wish I can trade places, but like, the most important thing is, let's definitely talk to somebody who's been through it, or get you a support group. My support system, my dad, my aunt, like, my family is just like, y'all been there. Like, if I wanted to talk to it, like I know in the beginning, I would call my aunt 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it doesn't matter what time she was there. Her and Mandy, they were there. Like, it didn't matter. And, and the lady who I was just talking about, like, if it was, I don't care what time it was, that she answered on the first ring. Like, people was there, and that helped out a lot. So yeah, counseling, and definitely, like, today, keep your mind, like, I can't sit and dwell in it, you know what I'm saying? Or sit and just be alone with it. I have to get out. Like, right now I'm at a friend's house before I go to work, because I can't be at that house and just, because then I get into the dark place again, and it's going to be hard for me to pull myself up out of that. So you find ways of getting through the situation, getting through the days, and yeah, calling somebody up. We talk about memories. I just had to do a project here not too long ago, and it's like, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to do it. It was about Jay, and I didn't want to bring up the memories. I didn't, so my son, he was like, hey, go get the keepsake box. Mm-hmm. And so that night I just went through the keepsake box, and and I wanted to get back into that. I needed to get back there because of the project I was doing. I needed to feel again, like, I just needed to be in that moment. I needed to feel him there with me. And when I got his box out, smelling his hair, stuff like that. I mean, I still got his hair from when he got a first haircut, not from when he passed. But, his shoes, I do have the shoes he had on during the accident. I had all the cards everyone sent, his first drawing, just stuff like that. Just like, it's sad, but it makes me feel attached. So sometimes I just go and pull out that stuff and, kind of reminisce, and, we laugh, and, I get with the boys and we just laugh at little things he's done, because he was a character. He was very, like, he left a lot of funny memories, because he was, even at 2, it's hard to believe. Like, I look at kids today and like, he 2, she 2, like, she behind. But no, Jay was just like so ahead of the game. Like, that boy had, you would think he was, like you said, here before. And like, he was just, he was just unreal. Like, he was doing stuff that I didn't think 2 years old do. So yeah.
And speaking of that, I'm smiling now because he did leave a lot of good memories. And I know one of them in particular, Kim, you were looking for Jay and he was in the bathroom and he found all your pads.
Oh my God. That boy had pads stuck on his forehead, each cheek. He had pads all on the tub. I'm like, this boy, no, yeah, he was actually potted using it. I put him on the potty and I was like, you stay right here. I'll be right back. I mean, I wasn't even gone long, but he had panty liners everywhere, everywhere. Like, how you know to how you know to even peel the back off? Like, really, who are you? But yeah, he had stuff taped everywhere, girl. Like, I'm like picking up pads for days. But yeah,
Right.
I got a picture of that too. His trip. But yeah, stuff like that.
Did he have a favorite song?
No, he liked the SpongeBob though.
He did like SpongeBob.
He liked the SpongeBob. He can be going chaotic, and I just put SpongeBob on. He just froze. Like he loves SpongeBob. He really did like SpongeBob. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just stuff like that I do to cope. I mean, and it ain't gonna take. And I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. Trust and believe. Like, I still go through. I still like I'm dealing with it, and it's been 10 years or so. But it's still fresh to me. Like, it's like that space, that spot in my heart is still soft. It's tender. And I see other kids like I mean, it just like I'm really connected to my grandbaby. She carries they named her after him. And I just love that. That just was so sweet to me. So I feel a connection with this little girl. And I just feel so much joy when I'm around her. It's just unreal. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll get through. Like, it's just something that you're gonna go through. But like, I'm crying now, but I'm gonna get in here, they're gonna ask me about it. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I'll be all right. But sometimes it's really hard, but when I get that point, like I say, that's when I call somebody, I do something, go to the gym, or find something to do to keep my mind occupied.
Well, here we are. It's time to sing happy birthday. I love you, cuz. And
I love you too.
we gonna sing happy birthday to Jay. And I'm trying to think. We gonna do the I don't know who sang the happy birthday song. Shoot. The happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jamerson. Happy birthday, Jamerson. Happy birthday. Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday.
It would have been a celebration for sure. He probably would have would have been that type that, no, I don't want nothing, just give me money. No, I want a big party. Just never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah.
That's happy birthday to Jamerson. You all, this is Kimberly Dunnam. She's on social media. You have a chance, show us some love. And next time you're out and you see someone, try to bring joy. You never know what someone is going through. All right?
Yeah.
And with that, thank you for signing on for Hosanna for Youth special edition of A Mother's Journey with Grief. And we thank you, Kimberly, for sharing yourself, and please enjoy the rest of your day.
I promise you that.
You want me to send you these balloons?
No, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye.